Commanders Moni, Tlantlalaks, Soweto Parliament. Now, I'm going to address something very sensitive within Dudula, and it also applies for everyone outside Dudula. In any case, there shouldn't be differentiation between Dudula and the community. So this message, in essence, is for everyone, especially in our townships. There has been a video by the secretary of Dudula, Nobala Zandi. This video says, on the 10th, all shops, all spaza shops in all townships must close down and foreigners must just go. And it also says that the police are involved in this operation. So I want to say, on behalf of the police, I got many calls from different levels of police in the country. I want to personally apologize on behalf of everyone else in Tutula that the video went out premature, number one. It must be said on record that the police, the South African law enforcement, all of it, from security cluster, from state security to SEPs to Metro Police and all Metro Police services for that matter, no one is part of this messaging. So I don't need you to withdraw. I am personally withdrawing you from this particular message. And I'm also saying, as Ntlantlalax, as the president of Soweto Parliament and leader of Operation Tutula, the day of the 10th is the day that already has a lot of anarchy around it. We are not going to be part and parcel of that anarchy. Already there's a national shutdown. Already there are criminal groups who are preparing themselves to take over this day. We can't be part of this day. This day is a day where that reminds me of the July unrests last year. The July unrest didn't have anyone presenting or advertising the July unrest. The July unrest had signs. And what is happening now is presenting similar signs that the July unrest presented. What are these signs? We saw trucks being stopped on the highways. We saw roads being blocked. We are not, and by no means am I against the national shutdown. I can't be against something I don't know. Again, we asked ourselves that who organized this shutdown? Where was the plenary of this shutdown? So we can't allow ourselves as a community to say that we are going to be part and parcel of something we don't understand and we don't know. So within our spaces, the command is clear. The command is such that we are not going to close down any shop. We are not going to be chasing down anyone without the police. We are not going to be operating without law enforcement and various government departments such as Home Affairs. If there's any operation in Tutula is a movement of high discipline and high morale. If there's any movement or operation in Tutula, it is done with the law enforcement present. It is done with the necessary document in hand. And until we get the processes right and we get the necessary documents from law enforcement and we operate with them, then there's no operation. So I am saying it again. There is no operation on the 10th. No shop will be disturbed on the 10th. We do not have a planned shutdown as the people of Soweto or any other township. I spoke to Pretoria, I spoke to the guys in Cape Town, I spoke to the guys in Alexandra, I spoke to all ground forces that we operate with across the country. So there is no operation Yatudola that is part of the national shutdown. There isn't. We will support our brothers if we understand their motives for the shutdown. Yes, we support. And if we're part of the plenary, we probably have a position and an action that we can take in support. But now there's none of that. So there is no operation that we are going to be part and parcel of in this shutdown. And another thing is that as leadership, we must protect the people on the ground. The letters that went to the shops, which I'm now telling you, those letters are null and void. We're not going to consider that letter as a real letter because that letter is signed by the people on the ground. A letter for a national operation, because the secretary says all townships. That letter must be signed by a national structure. The secretary herself must sign that letter, or one of the national leaders must sign that letter. And that letter must be taken down to each ward so that it can be distributed, not the other way around. Because when there's a problem, who must be held accountable? Our own people. And we can't have that. Our own people can't make ends meet. So they can't afford to be going to court cases they're going to be dragged forever. And serious. I will not be part of leadership. There's no way that I will be able to sleep at night commander because of signature. So let's protect each other. We can't have that. We can't also have us operate on a day that has possible risk of looting. We can't have that. We are the ones known to defend against such things. We can't be at the center of a risk that has possible looting inside of it. On that day, all forces, I am now commanding now. All forces of Dodola and civic movements, we will be standing side by side with the police in defense of the little that we have in terms of infrastructure. Our shops will be defended by us, regardless of whether or Pick and Pay or shopo ya mkhulu mang. All shops in our townships, all shops in our spaces will be defended against any possible looting. We will have a special anti-looting unit that is roaming around Soweto and many other various townships. And trust me, we are going to take it serious. Anyone that loots, we're going to treat them like a criminal. We are not just saying it. You've seen us do it before. We are standing side by side with law enforcement in this country to make sure that we will not have another day of looting in this country. So we have said it, and that's what it is. The command is clear. On the day of the 10th, we side by side with the police, with law enforcement, to make sure that we protect our infrastructure, our economic infrastructure in our townships. We are not taking part in anything that has anything to do with looting or anything that is outside the boundaries of the law. Our grannies are not going to suffer again like they suffered last year in July. They're not going to suffer because we are part and parcel of things that were not planned properly, and we are part and parcel of operations that are going to compromise our people. Not with me around as a leader. That will never happen. I am saying it, and I'll say it to anyone at any platform. Operation Dodola or any other civic movement aligned to the people's movements of this country are not going to be part and parcel of anarchy come the 10th. We are not. Commanders, morning.